Dear viewers, we're not going to spend much time in the studio. It's Peter Deng from Africa Wellbeing Community Educations and Publication Company. Our guest is Elizabeth Gardiner, the Secretary of Africa Well Books, based in Melbourne, and the author of this book as well. So we will be very brief. We are here to also, she will share with us what motivated her to write an introductory books about Africa and her relationship with African, because she has been mentoring a lot of people in Melbourne and also in different states. She's a great person. She graduated with a master's few ago at the University of Victoria, and she's now about to start her PhD. Elizabeth Gardiner, she's very friendly. She try also to speak Dinka, not that much. So, Elizabeth, welcome to the studio, and we are honored to have you here. Um, Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the opportunity, Peter. Yes, my background is in community development and education, and I've done both of those for a very long time. And one of the things that struck me through my work is the need for educators, for nurses, for doctors, for lawyers, anyone working with the Horn of Africa communities in Melbourne and around Australia would benefit from some basic information about each one of the countries. So we have Djibouti, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Somalia, South Sudan, and Sudan, all in the one little book, and it's easy to look up what the contents are. It's easy to get in and read about the various countries and their backgrounds, because I believe if you know the background of someone or some place, then that helps you when you come to work with them and you know what their background is, what experiences they've had, the good and the not so wonderful. And this book can give you those answers. It's written in a very plain English, very easy to understand, and it goes into the social history as well as the political and some mention of the religious background. So that's what we have, and there's a section called Oromia, which you can also get in this book. The second publishing of it has Oromia, which is in Ethiopia. So it's fairly comprehensive for that particular geographic area of Africa. And I've worked with the people from each one of those countries through my work as a community development person and a teacher. And I hope that you can take opportunity to buy the book. It's fairly inexpensive, and it's meant to be inexpensive so that we can reach as many people as we possibly can. Um, yeah.
That was really very nice and brief introduction, and you are always a great speaker, Elizabeth. So we are honored to have you in the studio. I think it is a good book for our people to have as well, and especially young children who might have not had a chance to study their stories. You know, like many people in the refugees camp who happened to be in the camp since 1992 don't know much about South Sudan if they were to be South Sudanese. So I think you have done a wonderful job, and it is up to the parents, service providers, to at least grab a copy, and maybe in the next few months you could come up with another second edition to improve it. But this was a great effort. It is a huge contribution. Now, due to coronavirus, how are you managing it?
Right.
I know that you don't. Your cat, Elizabeth Angau, is it Mary Angau?
Marian now,
Yeah,
yeah.
Mary, it is very bad that your cat is no longer there. But how are you managing it now without cat?
Well, it feels like a great big hole has come in my life, actually, because Mary Young was about 18 years old when she passed away. And that's very old for a cat, actually. And she had a Dinka second name
Yeah,
because she was half Dinka.
yeah.
Yes.
So what was
Yeah.
your cat name in Dinka?
Mary
Yeah.
Angao.
Oh, Mary Angau. Yeah. So
Yes,
Angau in Dinka mean cat. So
cat.
yeah, that's
That's
right.
right.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, with the coronavirus, you wrote a message that you want to share with us, and that was really good. And so, is there any message to share with the community on how to manage coronavirus issue?
Well, I think the community's doing a fantastic job because we haven't had one infection or one person even threatened with the virus. So I think the community is listening to the messages and following the advice and doing everything that they possibly can to keep well, which is fantastic, very impressive to see a whole group unaffected by the virus. I bet that's some kind of a record for Australia.
Okay, now during the last few months, you and Africa Wellbeing Community Education, we had a program called the Pot Plan for
Friends?
friends.
Yeah.
As people are a bit isolated, when is that program coming back again? And how many flowers did you manage to collect that during that season,
The
during the
first,
bushfire? Yeah,
yes, the first time that we ran it, launched the program, we took 500 plants
yeah.
across Melbourne to Blaze Aid. Blaze Aid's an organisation which repairs the fire damage on farms. So we took the flowers across there, and 500 of them found new homes. And the idea was to give people a pot plant because theirs had been destroyed in the bushfires. So Africa World Books Community Education took the opportunity of participating in a community activity, and people from all around Melbourne donated their flowers to us, and they were, some were vegetable plants, some were cacti, some were flowers, just generally flowers, and some were little trees. So there was a huge range of types of plant available, and people came and chose what they wanted and went away with smiles on their faces, which was really, really lovely to see.
Yeah, like you have been really doing a wonderful job for the community, and also you have been really supporting the community. Can you tell us more about briefly about South Sudanese? What kind of people are they? Because sometimes people who might have not come across our cultures and way of doing things may take us out of context. Are we really good people or bad?
That's a loaded question, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think the South Sudanese people are incredibly impressive. They're very determined to get ahead. They're very determined to get an education, and they work really well as a community together, supporting one another and helping wherever they can. And yes, I've worked with your group of people for about 18 years now in Melbourne, which is a large part of my life to have dedicated to one group of people, and I've loved it. It's been a privilege.
Do you have any Dinka name now?
Not as far as I know. I bet some people could make up some good ones, though.
Okay, that's very good. Yeah, no, Elizabeth, dear viewers, it is good that you have joined in. Elizabeth Gardiner, she's a great person. She's a friend of the community as well. And how important were the pot plant to the people?
Well,
Why is it important?
the pot plants were very important for the people because they said it gave them hope. And a lot of people said that to me. They said, "Thank you very much for thinking of us because our homes have burnt down and fences have been destroyed, cattle have been destroyed. And this is a sign that the good times will come again because we've got a plant we can look after, we can care for it, and it will grow and be beautiful." So they really felt it was a very effective, very kind gesture for Africa World Books to make.
Yeah, Elizabeth, many people seem to, I think many Australians are not aware about the role played by Africa Well Book. Can you tell us, is it important role to publish book and make it available to the society or not?
Well, the Dinka culture is oral, so the written language hasn't been available for even for 100 years. It hasn't been available. It's new in the world, and therefore people don't have a history or a practice of reading. They do everything by song, by words. And I was at a church service one day, and the minister said he wanted everyone to learn a new song. So in my Kawaja way, I looked around for a book and looked around for the words and couldn't find any. And that's because people were getting taught just by listening. And I think there was something like 15 verses I counted at one stage. And everyone was learning only once for each verse. And the pastor took them through the whole song. And people were singing along as though they'd been singing it for years. So their oral tradition is very strong in that community. And yeah, and they just have a phenomenal ability to remember a lot of information in a very short space of time, which as a teacher impressed me tremendously.
So what is the best way of documenting our information now? Because the aging generation seem to be well familiar with the norms and tradition of the community. in order for us to keep our cultures and belief alive. So, what is the best way to approach it?
I think if people learn to keep a diary, that would record your day to day, where you went, who you saw, who you spoke to. And if people can do that, then after a few years, when they've become rich and famous, doing whatever they want to do, they can write down the notes that they took over the years of keeping a diary. And it should be very interesting for everybody to read.
What motivated you? Why did you wrote this publish these books? Actually, because some people are writing for money, some people are writing for at least to share the information with people. So why did you wrote it?
Well, I wanted to write it because the Horn of Africa communities have been such a large part of my life for the past 18 years. I wanted to give white people, I suppose, Kawaja, I wanted them to get an idea of the various countries because I've been invited to schools to speak, I've been invited to doctors' rooms to speak about the various African communities in the Horn of Africa. And I believe it really opens doors for people if once they know what's been happening to the new arrivals, once they understand that life's been very difficult for most of them, then they can turn around and treat treat the South Sudanese people in particular in a
Yeah.
more appropriate way.
Oh, that was really very very impressive. So I think we'll at least end this. So I'll bring Maruon on, and I thanks Maruon for helping us there in Melbourne and for the work that. Yeah.
Yes, Maroon's just stepped out of the room for a minute.
Okay, good, because we want to talk about this book of Madul. You know, have you read Madul books, Professor Madul?
Yes, I have. Yes, it's wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about the poor people. You know, like for anthropologists, I think it's really good book for them. And
Yes,
Professor Madul is really very humble. You know, this is the culture of a poor people,
yes, yes, we
and this
were going.
and this culture is really disappearing, and that's why
Yeah,
we, you know, this is where people used to live traditionally. These are the
yeah,
houses. But how would the young people know them if they are not documented? You see?
yes,
Uh,
exactly.
yeah,
Yes, no, it's a wonderful book, and we were looking forward to Dr. Madell coming to Victoria and Perth.
yeah.
He hasn't been able to achieve that yet, especially with the coronavirus, but hopefully he will before too long because the school I used to go to growing up is called Loretto,
Yeah.
and Loretto is in all the states of Australia, and there's one in
Rumbek.
Rumbek
Yeah.
in South Sudan. And I thought that was absolutely so exciting to find out about, and the magnificent work that they're doing in Rumbek, mainly for girls, but also the boys are there in the junior school for a few years. And it's a very progressive, intelligent form of education that Loretto provides. So there
Oh,
they are in Rumbek working away just as they do around the world. Yeah.
have you been to Rumbek? No.
Not yet, not yet.
Maybe anytime you would
I'm hoping.
have time to visit South Sudan. You know, South Sudan is a very good country.
Yes, yes, of
You
course it
should
is.
you should visit South Sudan. Yes.
Yes, mm,
Okay. If Marwan is not there, then we may end the show. But from
yes,
time to time, we will be coming back and talk about books.
yes.
Uh, our dear viewers, this is
Do you
Elizabeth Gardiner, the
want me to
author of.
call
Yeah.
him
Eh?
Maroon?
Yeah. Okay, you can check
No,
him. Yeah.
he's gone. I
It's
don't know
gone.
where he's gone.
Okay. Yeah. So,
Sorry about that.
yeah, that's fine. So I want him to talk about this book because Madali is
Oh,
his uncle.
yes.
Mm, and it's a very good.
James? No, he's
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah, that's okay. So now,
Hang
how is
on,
Mel?
here he
Yeah.
comes.
Mm. Is he there now?
Yes, he's here.
Okay, good.
Who wants to talk? Sit in my chair, eh?
Okay.
Here we go. We'll just swap chairs.
Yeah, yeah, good. Okay. When Agolong ball.
Ekede bany kudwal.
You know, Chilon Podlo, you have done very wonderful by Charlie Elizabeth Lacoin, Bekerang download.
Yep.
This book, Madolita, I think this is the new one. Lebugo Dinda and they care Danganyir. I can walk, can put them down there.
Uh-huh.
Could be promoted to and Chiwolo Gwinley, we thanks Maruon Agolong Ball for having been between me and Professor Madul. And Elizabeth as well is our representative also in Melbourne. Maruon is very friendly, very active gentleman. So Maruon, is there any joke about Cholmong?
Well, Cholmong was a philosophy of food. This is what everybody know in Dinka society. And Cholmong was actually telling some word in Dinka that can be passed on from generation to generation. So Cholmong was a funny man.
And,
Uh,
and any funny story that you want to share with us today?
yeah, Cholmong was saying something which was very meaningful. One upon a time, Cholmong was heard from people that there was a place called Majangnuom.
Yeah. Majagan yes.
Yeah, Majangnuom, and Cholmong walked for 3 days to reach to Majangnuom. On his arrival to Majangnuom, he just go and sit under the thing that we mentioned is called Kuridindinga.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when we cut the simsim,
Yeah.
we line them up when they still green
Yeah.
to dry it up. So later on, when they dried up, they can just withering
Yeah.
the seed of the simsim. So Cholmong sit there and he doesn't have like a shit. Half of Cholmong was actually been hit by the sun,
Yeah.
and people came to Cholmong and say, Cholmong, you should go under the tree. And then he say, no, I was not coming here because of the trees. I was coming here to sit for the reason, the mission that I was coming to Majangnu. And
So you're ngayon you jati mo kibi
in
and
Dinka, that is
yeah.
why people say everybody, you have to stick on your mission. So in English, but in Dinka, that was the come from Cholmong.
Amin kan
How it goes.
ati mo ki chat wo ki gene ye nga bi wo je jam tin. Lek wo kitin nyot like where chol madona liay. Tikini ban bit kinin tok luotin yung raloy.
Before ki ogla to Madola liai,
Yeah.
anang diade ka ket.
Yeah. Ket ko dit
Uh,
dengan nyer pant eh.
Deng nyer deng tuen
Dengan nyer
pan to
pant
wa.
wa.
Deng tuen pan ni garang ma to wa. Kong amoy. Abu
Abung
ma
ma
kong
kon
amoy. Jin wa
jiwa
garang kong
kon
amoy.
eh
Deng nyer deng tuen pan to wa. Deng tuen pan ni garang ma to wa. Kong amoy. Abu ma
kon am
kong
ya jiwa
amoy. Jin wa garang kong
kon am
amoy. Uh, yen uh, the people of Barkazal,
yeah
so the thing that they were coming from where the currently located is called Ijilich, that is Pantau.
yeah
So the thing that their spiritual father left into that place, which is Dengabuk,
deng
and,
mayual yes yeah
and all of them Deng Mayual or Dengabuk, which is the creator,
yeah
which is the great Deng. So when they are in Barkazal and they need something to get from God like a blessing, they sing the song Gulwel Ding and Yer Panto. The thing that the rain is raining every time in Panto. So Kayen to come to Madol Aliai,
yeah
we call one ping Taban. our culture langi kajwai mado la liai e war yen war kan e chi mai randomly if you try to ya jutin kuna na dom re ke ki nagi puad mutin kan ke ki ke pin wala nyang wala raw ke ki cham ku yom jo ele nagi nya the same day in bikajal mai wir anaben then ke yin indil kata wir ka dili cham so chi ko ju je chi tem kwa chi ro lu ke so go ko rio taban e chi ran ben ben mai
so it's bala my illegally ama bar la
my illegally
ama bar la kwal
I wa ke yi chi am kata wir or be lecture the same day in mai ko ane torjo
yes
so ke yen madol aliai on other word all wara kuyen
where are you okay
yeah so wara mado la liai nak iran cholo kuyen lwe and because of that kuyen lwe the nagi people
yes.
be tending to try to change the name to be called wara kuyen instead of mado la liai yen would be the pay the yekamai in Tony area the area of Tony source mai unu cholwan bol malek mai pungju wir mai to nyamo mai yara ye mai mo ka ko jala jal good gonga roll and all the way to Luanjang
kalamai
de na jil because the ki go mai to go ele ko yelwelien mado la liai wala wara ku yan yena bu mai ka bu yobti people work days to come to mado la liai na yom jole mai ka war ka jal nagi te kunaya sabah in the morning 6 o'clock ko ja ben war long ku war long ku jali ya cham kare ja babe wir ba ya tinge ke re to ge be
ene re kurai ya nya
re ja ben ke wir pi ka pingen won ran ma char ku jala chukran ka babe bu to re ge re li ri be ya war be tinge re nyito tele mai baden ai kiran jal ke ci dar ke elwel to mo jang te kine re no ka le ngagi la dar mei so wara ku yen ko ya jal gut jur ci la be nak din abe mai din ku yen ke mai peacefully ko ci ko til yan le ngoy ngagi ke ben e ci war den so yen not anybody peacefully and the reason ere je ke juitin
yeah
we don't know maybe spiritual power of deng mayol these people ko je nak ya ko deng mayol or a cake like dendet ke katin men the river of Jur River ko Big Ben Madola kuyen or Madola liai nobody knows it's only God knows why that a certain place a region of kutin
okay now gaden kipin ku je nyang ku raw yegala tindi mai
ajal ko gala ruori if you know if anybody know ke chola ruor ala
so
wona wo ter ruor arur katin ada ke chikani wel wir
yeah
ko kwat kete wir bene jal bila
so
agir
so e ban ti chen jo longa gal wele yin
e
kipin
to jal wir ben look my peacefully
e krel ngo chire jo lo ke
naji jal get de chen jal get te ko ya jal wir
yeah
you don't need to come back because ene mo jang wel gwang e nya ko cham so ka
gwa
ka ko won ti jal ay du wir ke
yeah
yin me bala yo ko ki podriya ka ko ka ki jal pa yi wai
okay
so
so
ene wara e mai at one ku jal ka ti
so ra lo ben gi ma o kin mi yo ji piore ha ku ka lo
e
gi ra
podriya ku dil ki kai ka kai to to won ko bi ko chi cham
Okay.
a rina e ban bi to bi ko chi kan e pat
Okay, rani ci koy chol ranu ni cholo kuen. Ejendi indi ku den koy ko kento pinde.
The area called Mayomabun in a Puk Juwir area,
Yeah.
Ayan Panakuyan. Kwakuyan also make another thing. Achike kega bun mo kawaja. Nale kega bun go kel e pinyenterke because today na won enaktu ni chia bun wel ke we go the school. Go kuyan go well no. Kan gen keten wadi that. So go bun wel ken yali wudi de kongo. Go le wadi de deng mayuar ken yali ya. Kaya ni chia bun ni dol. Ai nale bun dol kula kuchia bun joro bia hok ko ga kuyan ke len yali pat. Go bun jale go kuyan wel kapot. A kuyan enja bala tun bu joka un chol. Go ya deng tong ne be mar ku chen ka kanisa ku chen ka dang school ga but ke pat ke go ben diem go pin su kulu go ben bi chen men tok me yo ma bun. Go power then go ya equal. A bun de la bay. Go bun go wel yen ku bro jalo mwe kuni ka kuika. Ka dil ka to pinyi ten within me yo ma bun chele yene ke kuiti even now. Kujali school buda round kujala yinde ne ke kuiti ne chipol.
So ka jipol ma bun. Yeah.
E chola bun ku ke pandene ra kon ke ko chol akuyan luel.
Okay, aye tije lola riba kene ngur ka to. Madol ali.
Madol ali still exists. Na chi jal mai pen wari jal lakini I hope it's still a what ki mai now. E jal mai pe digiten wala pe ngwan.
Okay, there are lots of money the wear chol touch at a panichol at lo dash wing num. I think at the same river that kenny lack koi chol pan we kakachi mai. So I think it's the same concept. Ye chicken and koi kun kachi chidung to pan in jungle. Koi ngajike.
Ye na lang yan ja yu ke chi wet du ke chi ki ta ga un diet kan ko ga ya kala pingun. La ke chi share one on Facebook. Diet chi ke de ben diet ken ke ya ku diet tong ku diet ke yu koi ka a ke ka kan ji diet tum wa te mo bula bar ga za. Go ke tum yiben ke ga lu ka la yi palwal da tu and one from palwal language.
Kuye param palwali.
Yeah, which Thorgan Yali is another thing people have not yet written. That book.
So we got target Nelly, you know, already with her Nelly going to tiam.
Well, Nyali to obey Tiam after 8 years.
8 years.
Yeah, 8 years.
How did you fight God?
What I really la ping, Ketio, la Koya la toy toy, came to Wian Tim, Kachi Bella Yam. Kayen what did thou them and pair, Elwell Pinetio. Kayen Kichuro Loy, who the match. Kadanga twain, but war Bukega wit. Ala Kakaya a dear cham. Kayen what did I very powerful spiritually? Kujalayan in your pay, bravely. Go nyali nyon nyin gule yin nyali yin piu kune ka bag du ka ben bag ka chi wo chut gu go ki jal ter te bi deng bugit kala btiok ka ya la ger ka kut jo la tong a ti ko la ger ka kut ku tong ka tong e ja pier te won bi deng tin ka yen ka deng a bakia kia na la ka to ke ger una won
Cái đó đấy.
ke den ke ge da den la tuanya raon bu mi wok bi gala de piu masaba kujala ko go gala nyut
Okay.
na one day after 8 years ka ko ben ko ache from palwal but are from different clan they all come to that place a cattle camp I want to protected by palwal Ku bi ke ga ken baitin ku miet ke. Now after 8 years later, go den go jal mar pin to ben ku jol ben ke twen a bier ko mararit go ko jala gir ku munjir woni janyu munjir ken is spiritual person atem bedeng wangala ka deng bakra ja pe go ya to ngun da ko chin ke je ka dom be ku jala ko ku ki da won jila gir be ne yu to dom ben
yene de ngay yupat
deng yu ben yol ka ta de ben na le ko ti nya dial dong go ko wer way because chi to in one place go ko wer ki chol dinga yibe
yin ga lengen palwal to tyo
en le we palwa long ku yi garfino kwanyin bola palwal from fit and there another palwal even malwal ger nyang even ngok they have palwal
okay
yen da this is a little I know but ko did ngi ko pai na ya ku le got la ka ju ko got that
yeah
book I
okay that's really very good Maruon. You know ke kai ka jen ku ka ko bu documented because for anthropologists and the benefit of young people who might not know them yung le be if the long man ku che no men ku le ma do na le mai ku ga kui yung le bralo
well what taban I don't know thing I just going to change cultures they are going to change a little bit what nang ki ye jeng lwe ke role if you don't know anything and you do it ke ku che you know but na ke lo intentionally ke yen you know so na ira la bum ke ku no da war ken che war mai kule mai ke chin ke yogen because the ku especially ye nyu ran ken e instant na le ran che yo kule gen le yin war ken che mai ke yen I think ka jeng dan war ka jam in Peter
yeah
kulegen work na che mai and you continue insist kungodi mai kutaka ke jale yoko yogin we viewers taban we are actually talk about the book of Professor Madal Malek a book they stayed in waiting
it's a great
in
book yeah
in kan kumuk Peter Echin a book you could piaba pa Peter taban we viewers abaga cha kwentun den abaga ka kwen
a book one of the best books if you want to yeah
yeah
bayo ma do na le bala ting ke ka bayo tin yes
uh,
yeah yeah
Kayen Rani Cho Professor Madal get that book about spiritual kujala cultures ka jiangaben like racials kujala ka juj ke jiang celebrate ku jiang territory yero mukada ku jiang yero ti kada che jiang mutin ay mo yo ka bono ma Peter Lwal ku le Peter Lwal go ka bayok de re rendu jiang tar war ken eche after money eche after cow after culture of jeng yin won nga baiten kayen in that book ye will remind culture that no be in chuptun wata kujola te chi en latin kujola nyali dake o te den yin tun yen nyu no nada ko o go gala nyali da before ke Jesus ke en ben ken taka step pinno ka din ka la nyali de kunyali dan ken still exist by tin o au ko ge waru cha go James o Peter o gi John lakin the people to pan monjang ni ali den what talking angor ka choli ding ma yu angor ka choli garan ke gi
deng
apu
mayal abu wa me verbo mo yin wa garan verbo mo
ai so
that
the film no na der at yo kan yali ka che tan wa ka chi one of the speech in Juba chi tie go lwel wo ga ko ding ma yu la yali da ke ding ma yu le ku go chol ku go la tan yali ku go ka dar wi ku go be
ke ne dung de lang tin nyot
e de duong de mun e ta wa ga de la ga di nyon Anyway, koi kang la tena bun ba bun di gis bela chol ka gao ka wo yugo ready we get ten nyal.
Achan message bela Israel ku kai ko abula sa Sudan. Okay, Maruon, so thanks so much. I really appreciate that. And I think we will be coming from time to time to talk about books. If you have a family and especially young people, some of our writers have also published books in Dinka, in lower languages, and actually, and especially Manyang Deng Biar has done a wonderful job about 9 book for children in Dinka. So please contact us anytime if you need these books. Just visit the website or contact Africa Well Books. Maruon is our representative as well there, so you can also contact him. This book is really very good. So it's very interesting books about the folk people. They stayed in waiting. If you are anthropology or if you want to know cultures and norms of the Dinka, please get a copy of these books. So Marwan, thanks so much. Chancha woben jagrang cha chabe lolo English with baga kadang la install. Kuloi install kadang du wobe ajama nyuko la ede. It is time koi ko ato under lockdown and we need also because I entertain a couple of beat kayamiet. Yeah, go kolindi le balwel buku dol pat. Go
Well, before Kiara you call Kiara in the book of Professor Madel,
Yep.
I think a lot of people would like to get that book. Remember everybody was called a book.
Yeah.
Because you will know why do we not call a book. So Professor Madel explained very well. Why do these people become called a book?
Yeah.
And we know that a book are everywhere. In English, it's all compensation.
Yeah.
Our pugera and puk is something that to be paid after the bloodshed. Why these people? Bigre na puk biake leke lom biga exist. So kwa puk tong monjang. Ato tong monjang yeben jengi. Na chukoi ke karane ye puk. So yen we viewers, if you are dinkas, look into that book. Ko ba contradicted for whether the the two. If you are convened, kapada pay. Now you convene also you raise questions. Kulwela am convene. To kitang yejen and kin. So yen yen katina wi balwel. Na le ben yin call. Kating kanyin call aju jo pay ira ni chol take a child lang du. Ye go ka child because language ye jala ke take.
Echa kukola.
Ye ku chola yin call. Kwa chola I would recommend very kulal kaya.
Maruan, one of the pastors, lule anyanya one, ama anyanya. Ake miura eke dompat. Kukaji ko kara keteng madu lali
Well, a nyanya one, is not even a nyanya one, even a nyanya two. When starting with the Koryom, Kujalam or more, and all the way, Ake Dompadlin, Ejira Rekatien, Kayen, Kiroloitin, Aki Badu Laliaki Kangmai, Akiriojen.
Walai.
Kayaki Jalo, Chimado Lalia, my Kajer, Pilum, again, that you can work up Jabitu. The kids they don't go to the river. It's too dangerous.
Kurai chol mong di kola madu lali. Ingi tay de kila mai to.
Then you go to the told more like a day to a young yom. In a tabai, but they could have my dollar.
Ye mai it where on chila mai.
In war one chelatin, go jol more alatin, Regia Thor. Naturally, Caro Thor, I am going.
Yung yen ka loya.
Like a week, Bill, you're more going more. Go y'all my. Go y'all my Nala Pitch Wallman. rai cái gambe ku jo ben we wir ko chira je mo ke ja chut la myu ji le ke chora jol myu and then go chol mo go chi gambe myu ki myu ne ki gam go ya ko yun ti ka mo yun ko ke chol ke ku le ba ki rai di chi bre ke ra won ti ka gam mun ko bu ka ba la gwen ku le yi la ra jol myu ke ne ke chi ke gam na ba ba bu mo ai tu ko lu ku ti ra ga gam le rai ki au yi ke mo ai ti ko ki
Oh, le mieux je gam dadu.
myu je che gam chi e du le ra jol myu la ga ra ti be gam ku jol we chol mo ko mo ya won mai ai yen etene chol yan yom ni jam ni chol mo another history of chol mo yen da me ko ke yen re ti ni chol mo ken che mo jang che lai lom du ko de ka na tung ke ga te no ku go ba ko
Yeah.
ke yen ayo tar we go chol mo go chen ka joga yen ko ku ta ko na tar we na wi be yo we ka le ke an we le be ten mo ga ye ye gen ku chat joga yi ye chol mo we le ke ye ro na yu na e ku pinye nyu thor ga le ke ding ku war bai le be ke
So kurore jore.
krore jore le ke ding ke war bai ke ding ki re ku ngan ku pinye bu fie re de jo marial wala e jol ding na e ding ke ya leten ko ko bad yen ye ku chol ding ke wala marial
Ayo choy ding.
ai so ke yen e chol mo nga ke mat jogo yi na e le te ka ke kon ga nyuk ke ga before ke re ke jo
Okay.
ai
Ay ne pod wo bijal coach in chocolate ko baya ben time in ran pod ready ni ko twat and I think Charles back we ben ger daman alenga ne kun chulo no Charles bag yan chok gadan ya lai ror bina ke rut cham elen logo cham kene ku logo cham kene kene on ko le ku yong ko jo cham ro men ror tan amara bi chol a jo mara chol ke kor jo ben ku lai ben je ben jo ko jam jera lu ga cham ko je ki ku na ki di chin kene loy go ku jo le men kan to wo go tene chi ke chok ken ben to chok go le chok ken ben amari go ku le ga cham ko je chok ga cham ko na chok to won bi jo le ki cham e la ke ri cha answer be so en Charles bag le time de cái tầm bà bên của chú tin in phía mi bài tông giếng wo len ko jiga ta tor ko tông giếng so please contact us anybody if you cái we ben a good so you meeting in bin tol
ma tay ba na tol ri ni ken Charles ba ka ba la ba ku jala jeng la ka ju chi ke jam tu ke lai tonga ye luel ka ke chi ke chola madi na lek la madi ka chi nga ya la luel e ngo kene ko cham na la ke ye green light bi da pir go luel ye ni ti bi a cham ke chi wuj ba jam ku ye na cha le de chi ne wiet chem ba dom ku wiet chem en kor ble wiet chem ga chi ben got ke ya mu ye bir pa da mu ye retin ko ki jam I'm talking about the people alenga mate ko ti na ya neutral
yeah
we want to know these people ya neutral ka they have a hidden agenda. I'm sorry if I'm telling you guys
yeah
but this is the message in way you were an neutral ka du ko go go le ran gan ga chin gum ke den we so anan ku wi beto so that we was neutral ki jam na ja ko ben deli ko la ja go yo ko ja go la ya la ja ka wit go ko le wit ku nyen tin ci wiet chiam go ngi go liye ki ku ngwana to ku lokala twen ale ko ye deli go no malo nyene ngi ku ba chen ga la na won ci wiet chiam en chwet go ko jala du ko jala ngi be yo ke chwet le go jala le ngi Chỉ luyện quân để chui lên để chỉ ra lấy việc gì em cái chi chậm. Go luyện nào em cho biết tin quân. Quân gì em coi. Lẽ là cái biết. So which mean yet a ki ganun a ki mati de ran jolo ngui. Male. Kayen.
Yes, Maruon.
Ai. Kayen ayen kele balwel we kai kwa. Kaneng ko won loy chumun books. Let us read our book. Book is neutral. Burochi buki lwel men Peter en kan en book yak bay. Kuleng information lo lo miss niak. Chumun some aspect of Dinka new system. Aka Professor
Denga called Judge from
Denga
Melbourne,
Kolgai.
but he's
Yes.
teaching now in the University of Rumbek.
Yeah. So such book do you miss out. Aka yo bakating in ayan yak appreciate.
Can a boom by Manyanga Dengangui and Gol. Kwetong Jing, we got the beam in a booklet.
Aywa, good.
So can we book a booking a book a job and be work jam about any time, Joe? Kwang out. Anything? I bought the beam bin can you dad who appear to me could check an around Kutonga Jing. Take a pin a nyar kuwing.
I know that and you call anyar kuwe.
Kuje Amir Kutoro Dina German.
Yep, I know that also you call.
Aga pecho pa man ke boka ku ka bi wo je jam ga ra man ko ku ja kwat ku mi ko pyo je chan yong pya de mi be mi pyo tong de jing yong ene le bi yong ene real yong ene pya de in Maruon.
Well, kene ya piat bamandu ba pyo itong gieng. Gieng taban identity tenwo. Na jal mandu ten mandu luk jal wande jol gwala bula junub kula tiye yin manga ka kabu kang loy abrote kulwela na man Peter Walde rej ka jalo ke pandune longo kalwel pandai twitch kalwel twitch longo kalwel ke dai chue.
Yes.
So ka koy bai pandun abuke yo te den take tin kulwel ken ke man Peter ki ben. So yena piat bamandu ba pure language rin wo ko ga nang o ga tribe ko ga self tribe ko ga clan ko ga self clan ko ga credential family kating ku jolo ben ke wo jala pani nge ko tok ti inte worun ngetin so wo ga yokun yar bu mandu at least bamandu pure bro describe bro ni ye ne rantono na jiam ke ne ni tiak o ga ke ngi wod ka
Ku keder en piat tu ya lul pan wan chi we ben we ji luitin kurang ngin med ngi tong de ka ka le bulu e pan tu tong ngi de pan ku tong de pan tu ko le bra yu ke men ba ra tek jat ama cham ka ka bai ka bulu le war ku ku baba ku mama ke ji to re pan kan an men de pan kina kun met ku tok mà cái chi le bedang yu le be ko ni pan tu so e tong de jing en piat chan na yu nyar be mi be ke tong den ngi go ke dang ke be la jwa ko chi dong chien so in chu le yaret Maruon.
My last message.
You are a great speaker. Yeah, continue. Yeah.
My last message, Ban, I will talk about in which year a little bit. A book,
Yeah.
nyar kuwen.
Yeah.
A yellow in which nyar le wing be loy. Kichi nyar le wing be loy, mana nyar kuman wing a yakan what there. Now when a culture go ran machar, which in command mana nyar ka wing go knock. Na ale man de nok go nyar le li wengo ga jel bugla ror bu ma da gor taban gur ngi ran tong yen
Yeah.
na le la ror go wen go le ka nyar ku le en ti bula ror ke yini na nyar ka pat bu ma da go ta re ro ke gran go nyar por ya ku le ror ene nyar na e ti chen pin ram ke man ran ka par ku neng man ran tung de ene nyar ku chi man wen dong bai ka war chi man wen le ka pat bu ma da go ta re ro ke gran ran chi man go ra pai ya le la ke wen chi man go ra pai di in so many ways yen ta reg wen ku kwe chi kwe chi wi bu bara ka le bu man ran ma jar le bu we kan nu ku nek ku yen le bu man ran le bu gut wong de ti man ton de ti ngi nya sa ku le ka chop ku yin de a ko tar fa e chi man chi gor ko ta te go nyir ke yen ga ka wa men ke yen ga le la wi ok jwan ku we ga ke wa mu ku yok wo ni bra na to so wen chi man gor. But now in our current situation, when in Jaman, y'all go to pay in South Sudan. In your one way, really, when we look at a fellow walk a pay. In a cake, y'all be walking a pay long, lay walk a pay long. And ya can be where cock yin, can we can like a fellow walk a pay. I'll be like we can wear a knock, we go a bay. Which he can come again that way. Cake yin a pay, and a root in a catch rating here too much.
Yes.
Ya e kan per war ki nyar ke wen ki luel go wen luela en bu ma gor patrer en ke gran so kan kirka is good because I like me na le benten our viewers ke ye rancho Peter lual alang bu gwej to ki ko got ko ka ga tung jeng ku jala tung English ku information la dum bu yok ten yen we bai wangi ku bero wele ki ran be like kun bu green ngo ki Facebook loy ku jala create ben I check out on website I check out Google kujala Amazon kujala ko jui ko so yene an yar tom ko bugat copy buga bena oja alang information ten mi ko arin we will teach our kid the history man ni history wun ke man a mar en masai ten we kujala man kuj ten bi en tin e mar ene ke ken pada di buga histories ku kan bu kan ni kwa bu ka yok ten Peter kan we viewers chal ke deng nyer pan Peter ene my last word deng pe ban ni garang ma lol wa kong amoy abung ma kong amoy yirwa garang kong amoy ye ni chale in Peter ku jala viewers ke to tera na wonde leran jachol dal a Charles and chol James Maruon Agolong bon based on the Anyar history but my nickname chola mora Anyar
lewa gulung yung minenga gulung alang ko kene kuchen
well
le ka ngabe gulung
Agolong is a living spirit ten jeng na tika kupiap kay jeng luel ka Agolong dia
nga chiga
ari
loy
na la randu tong ku chin gele no ku leben ka luel ka Agolong dia because a spirit would it any chela protect brandu bla ben na rande la wogya woken bi ko ki kot ka Agolong de che jak e jeng luel Agolong du kumit po ga yin ka kwa pat na ji poria ke ya ngong e nin ngong ke yilang a cho ken yok kala kule mar aben ken yok kala kule mar kala we jeng ngu ja wa ja Agolong dia so ten wo taban Agolong ke tung mwanjang lom dan ke chi akwit na le ror ke akwit min le ba yo ke nin ke dunak so ke kana wona ti den spirit de kabla yugo so ente ku lo men na golom lakini ku te gen ko ke tari tin
Okay, that's very good. In Chukuleja Pay, Chukuko by along. Queen ko buku bay through your getting so download the programs. Chana we could begin a bay once a month or even twice because in Nijakoko Pay, and this is how we can also keep our stories for the future generation. So thanks so much. Lebaja in Elizabeth Buben Kadang Leroy. We call Jamden Maruon, our friend, who are our representative in Melbourne. I told the Twigger Elizabeth Gardiner. Kay Kukaji are relative Madon Malek. So Wogaji Madon, we could be Madon Malek. Buben is very humble man, very friendly. Seeing Louis Boom the public. Just imagine, even 20 copies are could write. Googling almost 2 years. That means people are not buying book like in a chain of Michelin. Tam ko bago bog bago ya watch. So no get in challenge pay for the trust that you have put in us and for being part of the well book. Like work yung chapter ka well book min on Galway in Melbourne. Yung chit yung what change in chatting. Yung chira lo chira gate.
Cultural War Africa World Book has done a lot. I mean, people are aging quite candid. Jala African World Book, a document which I think recorded. A yak ting quite did ko, too many well make, too many I get quite in Yina Jal. Okay, book and chica god, I don't contend me. If we were not having African World Book, then what over history that you know, what I you Kiyen Yating African World Book is actually a source of information about our country. It's also educating our people in the Western world. Kibroja Loy is a kind of reluctant. Chiwoga relect bubu buka chiwa. Kunao which book nim la kuwiku book dairy. Africa World Book has changed a lot in the community here and back home as well. This is the message I can say.
That's very good because our AMA long wo ko ngwen kon wan tarbai ku kai ko dit adiop ku kingi ki men ka ke madula liai de ken ke document ka chi libi man ku ngi in mar won chai ka ke cultures kuna chi libi ngi even a poor people I chi libi met ngi. That's why it is important be nyekol be documented, and we have been advocating for it, but we are still very optimistic wo lengot men ka be din tiam ko long lang ben ya ko ngwen ko je ben be mu we so ye nin chale ja pe ba je yin Elizabeth bung Elizabeth nga lu ko lon ku yin chale wan ci wo jamonin ba ben ba ka dang ba ka ben loy so le ja nin to Elizabeth den ka bu ko ben rong ke good ali ko okay.
Elizabeth at all. Inchale Peter
Okay.
Chira yek this pulsa
Okay.
kujala ko chida ya chakle ben ku an bukoiten we still talk next time.
Good,
And
thank you.
yalik away and then also stay away from coronavirus. Social distance still exists. Akruting back ourselves when message you can kunyalik away. Kudeng mayo albu protected.
Ajin ga den ko gulo nga bukang loy.
Yeah, you can go and say bye to the viewers. That's what he said.
Back again.
Okay, Elizabeth, thanks so much. We are closing and we have enjoyed the conversations. People are appreciating you for the work that you have done and for
Yeah,
the friendship that you have developed with the community all along.
that's
Uh,
very kind.
we
Thank
have
you.
also appreciated Maruon for the cooperation that he has shown and
Yes.
for the effort that you have put in to facilitate the coming of Professor Madul through the Loreto Secondary School. Maybe in the future it will materialize. So if you have a way to summarize it and to say bye to the viewers, that would be
Thank
great.
you.
Yeah.
Thanks for the opportunity.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks. Okay.
Look, it's 5 o'clock.
Yeah, you can lock up now. That's okay.
How,
Yeah, yeah, Peter.
how do we log off? We just close.
Thank you for that. And then I want to say something next to
No.
the Elizabeth.
Okay.
Elizabeth has been working with Dinka people in Melbourne for many years.
Yeah.
Is a very good teacher, and we are all happy. We call Elizabeth as a mother of Dinkas in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are very happy for her book, and that book is contains 7 different countries of Africa, the East Africa and the Horn of Africa. You could be very happy to read that book of
Yeah,
Elizabeth,
yeah.
and thank you all.
Okay, Peter. Bye.
Yeah. Bye bye.
So,
Don't yellow,